कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। विवेक चूड़ामणि। ओम सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। We are discussing what is Anatma Swarupa. Guru, he is explaining first what is not self, so that the disciple can understand from his standpoint what is Anatma, and afterwards it will be easy for him to understand what is Atma Swarupa. What is Anatma? Our Sthula Sharira, starting from our Sthula Sharira, gross body, Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, Karana Sharira, causal body, Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. All these are Anatma Vastu only, Anityam. So this Sthula Sharira, this gross body, is made up of 5 elements. It is having, or it is composed of 7 ingredients. Yesterday we have seen. Let us start from sloka number 72. Majjasti meda palarakta charma tvagahyai dhatu bhirebhi anvita. That ra should be there. Bhirebhi ranvita. Okay. त्वगाह्वयैर्धातु भीरेभिरन्वितम् पादोरुवक्षो भुजपृष्ठमस्तकैः अङ्गैरुपाङ्गैरुपयुक्तमेतत्. This Sthula Sharira is a component of 7 dhatus: Majja, Asti, Meda, Phala, Rakta, Charma, Tvaka. Yesterday we have seen what are the meanings of all these things. Marrow, bones, flesh, blood, fat, this inner skin and outer skin. All these things put together 7 dhatus. Made up of these 7 dhatus, this Sthula Sharira, Padoru, Vakshaha, Bhuja, Prushta, Mastakaihi, Angaihi, Upangaihi, Yuktam, Etat. This is having limbs and sublimbs also, anga and upangas, all hands, legs, this head, trunk, etc. Aham mameti pratitam shariram. Next sloka, sloka number 73. Aham mameti pratitam shariram mohaspadam sthulamitiryate budaihi nabho nabhasva dahanam bhumayah sukshmani bhutani bhavanti tani. This sthula sharira is seat or abode of delusion of aham and mama. Aham, I, mama, mine. Pratitam means expressed. This moha has been expressed through this body, means extreme attachment with this sthula sharira. And in the next line it is said what are the 5 elements: nabha, nabhasvat, dahana, ambu, bhu. These are the 5 elements. Sukshmani bhutani bhavanti tani. From the subtle form of these 5 elements, this entire form has been created. But here we have to understand, when these 5 elements have undergone grossification, means panchikarana, afterwards only the external physical form, now what we are perceiving, this gross body has been formed or created. From the subtle essence of the same 5 elements, whatever we are perceiving in this world, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, these are called Indriya Vishayas, sense objects. So these are also made up of the subtle element of subtle substance of 5 elements. That's why yesterday in the conclusion point we have seen 5 elements are perceiving 5 elements. What is these 5 elements are perceiving 5 elements? Means all our Indriyas, this body is made up of 5 elements. Whatever objects in this world, all those things also nothing but made up of 5 elements only. And whatever we are perceiving, sound, taste, etc., all those things also nothing but 5 elements only. That's why all these things are anatma. Why? Because these things are not permanent, they will be changing, and they are not swatantra, they are jada, they are not independent, and they are not sentient. They themselves cannot do anything. In the next sloka, it is said, last line you can see, Shabdadayaha pancha sukhaya bhoktuhu. These things are meant for someone else. Someone else means one who is the experiencer of them. Bhoktuhu, of the experiencer. Sukhaya, for the happiness. Car is not meant for car itself. Car is meant for the one who is traveling by car. Yes. So that is vehicle. In the same way, this body is like vehicle used by someone. Someone means jiva. So that jiva is experiencing all these sense objects through sense organs. Next sloka, let us chant 74. We have discussed just now. Parasparam shair militani bhutva. Parasparam shair militani bhutva means mutually it's sharing their parts. Yesterday we have seen that Panchikarana, how these 5 elements, they have given their gunas to other elements. Stulani cha stula sharira hetavaha. After this Panchikarana, these 5 elements became the causes of stula sharira, gross body. Matra stadiya vishaya bhavanti. Matra means those alone. Matraha means matra, that alone. Shabda guna alone. Sparsha guna alone. Matra stadiyaha, of these 5 elements only, the subtle form became Vishayaha, Bhavanti. Bhavanti means become Vishayas, Shabda Sparsha, etc. Shabdadayah Pancha Sukhaya Bhoktuhu, for the experiencer, to experience that happiness, all these things were created. So all these things are Anatma Swarupa. Next sloka. Those who will be attached to these kind of things, they will be sorrowful. These are the things are binding that jiva. Yeyeshu, next sloka. Sloka number 75. Yeyeshu mudha vishayeshu baddhaha. Yeyeshu mudha vishayeshu baddhaha. Rago rupashena sudurdamena. Rago rupashena sudurdamena. Ayanti niryantyadhavurdhamuchaihi. Ayanti niryantyadhavurdhamuchaihi. Swakarmadutena jevena nitaha. Swakarmadutena jevena nitaha. The entire process of how that person will be getting the body, how he will be taking birth, and how he will be giving up that body, what is the cause of birth and death cycle, everything given here. That explanation given. Ya eshu mudaha. Ya is ye, plural. Because of sandhi, it is given as ya. Yaha, yav, ye. Ye means those who are. Plural. Those, whoever, means ye means whoever. Yeshu, yeshu means these, in these. Yeshu. Mudhaha. Mudhaha, plural again. Mudhaha means, we are very familiar with this word, na? Mudha. In Bhajagovindam onwards, so many times Shankaracharya gone. Addressing with a lot of love. What? Mudhamate, Mudhamate. So Mudhaha means thoughtless men, thoughtless people. Those who have not given enough time and those who have not alert enough to think about their life, what are the means and what is the goal, what is the purpose of life. So Mudha people means those who have not understood the purpose of life, those who have not understood what is the truth, even those who are not trying to put forth effort to know what is the truth. So Mudhaha means those who are not having discriminative power, means those who are thoughtless people. Vishayeshu baddhaha. These are little bit strong words only used by Shankaracharya. So why he is using strong words, at least listening these things, we will come out from such kind of ignorant state. That's why. Vishayeshu baddhaha. Vishayeshu, again Saptami Vibhakti. Vishayeshu means in the sense objects. What are the sense objects? Whatever may be in this world or in other worlds also, all those things are nothing but Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These 5 things. So Vishayeshu, in these Shabdadaya, etc. Baddhaha means those who were bound. Those who are bound, Baddhaha. These bandhanas can't be seen outside. These are very subtle in form, subtle in nature. These bandhanas, bondages. Sometimes we may be feeling we don't have any bondages, we are free, we are happy, it's like that we'll be thinking. But these are the attachments with the sense objects are very subtle in nature. When we will say no to them, then we will come to know how they are, how powerful they are, and how much kind of attachment we have towards them. So, ye eshu mudaha vishayeshu baddhaha. Those who are indulging so much in sense objects, sense pleasures, they are thoughtless men. Another way we can take, those who are thoughtless, they only will indulge in sense objects. Another way we have seen just now, those who are indulging in sense objects, sense enjoyments, they are thoughtless people, like that. Yeshu moodaha vishayeshu baddhaha ragorupashena sudurdamena. Ragorupashena. Pasha means that which binds. Ropes. What are the ropes here? Attachments. Rope is attachment. That too, what kind of rope? Ragorupashena. Rupasha means that which is very strong, stout. Once it is tying, then it is difficult to remove the tie of the rope of attachment. Once our mind get to attach to any object or any person or any particular experience, again and again, that mind wants to experience same thing. That mind will be having clinging attachment. Because of that attachment, the person will lose so many things, so many higher things, and he will become slaves to them. He will become slave to them, and afterwards he will slowly compromising in his values also. These are the very powerful ropes, rope of attachment. Sudurdamena, the word also used. Sudurdamena means very difficult to break asunder. It's not easy to cut it. No need to explain, in fact, about all these things, because in ignorant state, we will be experiencing how many things are binding us. Sometimes these bondages will not be all the time miserable like that. So many times these kind of attachments and bondages will be in the form of raga. That's why here raga word is used. Soft kind of attachments. Even sometimes we don't know we are in the bondage also. See, it is very easy to disconnect with that which is giving sorrow to us. Yes? It's very easy to give up that which is not giving happiness to us, that which is causing sorrow to us. That may be object or person. If object is useless, it's very easy to throw it. Very easy means if it is we are having sentiment for it, even that time also, if really we want to give up, okay, we will give it up if it is not useful. And if it is giving sorrow, then we ourselves will throw it. Yes. When it comes to the relationships, in relationships also, when other person or other people, when they are causing trouble to us, criticizing us, or unnecessarily blaming us, or putting us in troubles like that, those who are giving sorrow to us, it's very easy for us to give what you call to leave them, or to cut that relationship. Of course, even extreme dvesha also will be creating hesitations in the mind. But at least we can withdraw our mind from those things. Those are not useful for us. Those are giving sorrow to us. But when it comes to that which is giving happiness to us, those who are loving us, those who are caring us, those who are respecting us, those who are helping us, having relationship with them, when the mind will develop that attachment, it's very, very difficult to live. Sometimes it may take so many lives, so many births also for that jiva. In so many Purana Itihasa stories also, when we will see, few people will be having such kind of connection, and that person will take birth again in the same family to experience such kind of happiness and joy from the same particular kind of jivas. That's why here word is used not dvesha urupashena, ragorupashena. So these are the binding factors, very stout ropes of attachment and very difficult to break asunder. Sudurdhamena. We have discussed all these things connected to Sudurdhamena. Means it's not easy to just to cut like that. Even simple things, when person is having a habit of coffee and tea, coffee and tea like that, whenever that person is not getting that one, that time see that person's reaction and mind, how it will be. Today no tea, no tea, no coffee, no coffee. I want to drink coffee, I want to have coffee. Even the person will come to a spiritual camp also. That time also, first he will ask in the camp early morning before the class, are they providing coffee and tea or not? He will not ask that first inquiry will not be the text is available or not, that book of which we are going to listen, which we are going to study, the textbook is there or not, are they going to put tomorrow morning, or otherwise shall we take now itself, we can go to bookstore and we can get it. That person may be inquiring about it or not, but definitely if he is having habit of tea and coffee, he will ask. This is simple example, but in our life, so many kinds of attachments, and it's not easy to cut, not easy to break. Then what will happen? If we are having strong attachments, then what will happen? Is there any problem? Yes. Ayanti niryanti, ayanti niryanti, adaha urdhvam uchchaihi. Ayanti means come. Niryanti means depart, going. In Hindi also they say, Aayega to jayega. If something is coming, one day or another day, it has to depart. Because of these attachments only, we are coming and going, coming and going. What coming and going? Birth and death. Ayanti, niryanti. These are the new words. Now, earlier we used to see only Janma and Marana. So different words. Ayanti, coming, niryanti, going. From where he is coming? From one body to another body. He is entering into another body. Where he is going? Departing from this body, and he will enter into another body. Our story only. It's not about anyone else. Our story. Now we came. Yes. Ayanti over. Niryanti also will be there. And here it is said Ayanti, Niryanti. From where to where he will be coming and going also it is said Adaha. Adaha means down. Urdhvam. Urdhvam means up. Adaha. Urdhvam. Uchchaihi means powerful. Swakarma dutena. Swakarma dutena. By the carrier of one's own actions. By the emissary of one's own actions. Duta, one who is carrying, like ambassador. One who is taking something from one place to another place. It's like messenger we say, no? So here, who is Duta? Swakarma, our one's own karma only. Because of this karma, here karma means karma phala we have to take. Our karma phalas only leading to one body to another body, leading to the birth and death. And that too sometimes adaha, sometimes urdhva. What is this ada and urdhva means? Sometimes if he is what you call having more punya karma phalita, he will get higher kind of bodies. Means higher kind of bodies means he will go to higher worlds. He may be getting sometimes devata body, celestial beings, like that. And if his papa palita karma phala is more, that duta karma phala, the duta will take that jiva to enter into adha yoni. Adha yoni means sometimes maybe birds, animals, and small creatures, plants, and sometimes even lower kinds of birds. Means getting that body and experiencing his experiences in lower worlds also. It is said we are having higher worlds and lower worlds. Higher worlds, Bhuhu. Bhuhu means our earth. One who is having punya and papa karma phala equal, then that person will take birth in human body. He will take as a human body being. Here we have to understand, whenever the attachment is there, then only the person will get birth. Higher worlds means Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, even Satyaloka also. That person may become Brahma, Brahmaji. And Adho Lokas also are there. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala, Lokas. And higher and lower in this world also, we are seeing few people, they are blessed enough from the birth onwards, from the childhood onwards, they will be enjoying everything. Materialistic prosperity will be there, and getting good education and good health also, looking good, and whatever he or she wants, getting that one and achieving everything in this world, and gaining a lot of so many things in this world, becoming so famous also, name and fame, everything will be available for some people. But when we will see another side of human life, means for some people, it's very, very tough. Even a person may not be getting the proper food also, no proper clothing. It's not at all getting whatever he or she wants in their life. So why these kind of variations? Sometimes we may be wondering, if Bhagwan is the same to everyone, he is equal to everyone, he is blessing everyone, then why in his creation lot of differences are there? Why this kind of partiality? It's not partiality. Here clearly it is said, Swakarma Dutena. Because of our own actions, we are getting these kinds of bodies, and we are getting such kind of field of experience also, that loka also. Why we are born in this land? Why not in another country? It's already decided. Why we have taken this form only? Why not another form? Because of our karma phala only. Why some people are experiencing all the time so many kinds of sorrows? Karma phala. Why some people, even though they are not good at all, means in this life, but they are very happy? Because of earlier punya karma phala. Now whatever they are doing wrong things now, they will experience dukkha in future. No one can escape from the karma phala, because the swakarma duta, it's very powerful. This karma phala is like all the time will be following us. It will not leave just like that, the jiva. So this karma phala, it will be taking the jiva to higher worlds and lower worlds. Jevena nitaha, that two words seem. Jevena means shigra. Shigra means immediately, quickly. Nitaha, carried. Swakarma dutena. Jevena nitaha. Who? Mudaha. Baddhaha. Earlier it is said, na? Ye yeshu mudaha vishayeshu baddhaha. Those thoughtless people, those thoughtless ones who are bound to these kinds of sense objects. Ravoru pashena sudurdamena. They are, by the stout ropes of attachments, they are bound, and these kind of ropes are very difficult to cut asunder. Ayanti niryanti urdhva adha urdhva muchehi swakarma dutena jevena nitaha. Quickly carried by one's own actions, that jiva, to one body to the another body, higher worlds and lower worlds. This is like it's coming and going, coming and going. It's a vicious kind of circle, birth and death cycle, samsara chakra. Why all these things are happening? Only and only one thing. What? Attachment. If we are not attached to anything, for us, no ayanti, no niryanti, no birth and death. Some people may be thinking like this. What is there? We will perform action. We will get result. Ayanti niryanti is fine now. We will be coming and going. What is there? We will take birth again and again. Then what kind of reply we can give it to them? Bhagwan, he himself said, if they are having such kind of thoughts, let them enjoy. What enjoy? Means let them suffer in this world, in samsara chakra only. Seeker of truth, one who wants to come out from this birth and death cycle, for him this knowledge has been given. This knowledge is useful. Very powerful thought. So many questions have been answered in this sloka if you observe. Why person is taking birth? Why he is dying? What is the factor that which is motivating that person to get attached with sense objects? What is that? He wants to experience happiness. Desire is prompting that person to perform action. Why desire? Because he doesn't know his own self, the source of happiness, ajnana. Earlier we have seen ajnana, kama, karma. Hridaya Grantha, that one. Next sloka is more powerful than this sloka, and many Mahatmas also will be quoting very often how powerful these sense objects and how these sense objects, the experiencing of them is causing lot of trouble to the person, human being. Wonderful what you call examples used in the next sloka to make us understand what is the power of this shabda sparsha, etc. Important sloka. Shabdadibhi panchabhireva pancha. Shabdadibhi panchabhireva pancha. पञ्चत्वमापो स्वगुणेन बद्धाः पञ्चत्वमापो स्वगुणेन बद्धाः कुरङ्गमातङ्गपतङ्गमीना कुरङ्गमातङ्गपतङ्गमीना भृङ्गानरः पञ्चभिरञ्चितः किम् भृङ्गानरः पञ्चभिरञ्चितः किम्. We will chant once again together. शब्दादिभिः पञ्चभिरेव पञ्च पञ्चत्वमापो स्वगुणेन बद्धाः कुरङ्गमातङ्गपतङ्गमीना भृङ्गानरः पञ्चभिरञ्चितः किम्. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Bhrunga. It's nice words used here. Very rhythmic. Shabdadibhi pancha bhireva pancha. The power of sense objects. Said here. How that seeker of truth should be alert when he is experiencing sense objects in this world. Shabdadibhi. Shabda, sound, adibihi, etc. Shabdadibihi, it's instrumental case, plural, by. by sound, etc. Here again we have to take Upalakshana. Upalakshana means if one word is used in the group, we have to take all other words also. Shabdadi means Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. This is called Upalakshana. Shabdadibihi, by sound, etc. Panchabihi eva. Pancha means 5. Panchabihi, by 5. Eva, alone. Panchatvam apuhu pancha. Pancha means here pancha prana. Pancha prana means 5 kinds of creatures. What are those? We will see in the third line. Panchatvam apuhu. Panchatvam means dissolving in the 5 elements. What is that? Death. Please remember, Panchatvam means death. Panchatvam apuhu. Apuhu means they meet with. They meet with means when the jiva will leave this body will mix with 5 elements. From where it has come, it will enter into them only. So this is called Panchatvam Gataha or Panchatvam Apuhu, like that. So Marana, death. Because of what they are dying, these pranis, Swagunena Baddhaha. Swagunena, by its own gunas, Baddhaha. Baddhaha means bound. They are bound by their own kinds of weaknesses. We can use that word, weaknesses. Here weaknesses, what are those? Shabdadayaha. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Brungaha. 5. Kuranga, the first one. Kuranga means deer. Oh my dear, dear, be alert enough. Otherwise what will happen? The hunter will come. He will sing melodious songs. He will play beautifully melodious music from his flute. Listening that one, hearing that sound, it is said these deers will get attached to the sound, that melodious sound. And afterwards what will happen? Hunter will kill them. So these deers are attached to the sound, Shabda. That's why the Shabda is causing death to them. Swagunena Baddhaha. They are bound by their own gunas, weaknesses. What about Matanga? What is Matanga? Matanga Vadana Ananda Sadana. Matanga Vadana? One who is having elephant face. Ganapati. Bhagavan. So Matanga means elephant. It is said elephant is having extreme attachment with sparsha, touch. These people, those who wants to catch that elephant, they will use that trunk, what you call horn kind of things of elephant. What they will do, they will dig one big kind of ditch, and they will cover that ditch in the forest with big branches of trees, etc. They will cover it, and they will place one artificial kind of elephant another side of that ditch. Seeing that one in a particular season, these what you call elephants, male elephants, they will get attached to the elephant standing there, and they will come. They will fall in that ditch. So the sparsha akarshana, the extreme attachment with that touch, leads to the death of the elephant. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga. Patanga means moth. You might have seen this one. See, earlier examples, we have not gone to forest and we did not see all those things, just we heard. This one, you might have seen that moth, wherever that lighting is there, flame is there, that will come closer to that light. And it will be just what you call moving there around that flame, and it will fall in that fire, etc. That moth is attached to the rupa, that form, that lighting form. It will come closer and it will die. So rupa is cause to the death of moth. Next one, Meena. This one you already know. Meena means fish. How fish is attached to that? What you call that one? These fishermen, they will arrange one kind of what you call a little bit piece of that meat, etc., to catch that fish, and they will be waiting for that one. And this fish, when wants to eat, means this fish is attached to rasa, taste. It wants to eat more and more, and it will go, and when it is trying to bite that one, because of that hook, kata, and afterwards tap gone. So the taste, that rasa, the weakness of that taste, leads to the death of the fish. Next one, brunga. Brunga means honeybee. Honeybee, when it wants to get that honey from the flower, that lotus, it will enter into that and it will be sucking that one. When that lotus closed, it's that bee, honey bee, intoxicated with that such kind of fragrance and sucking that inside, and when that lotus is closed, it will die. And another way, when that honeybee is gathering from so many flowers and it is putting at one place, that person will come and he will put into fire everything, and all these honeybees, they have to go from away, or sometimes they will die also because of that heat, etc. Then the person will take that honey. Here, honeybee is attached to the gandha, sugandha, that smell. It is causing death to brunga. Kuranga, matanga, patanga, meena, brunga. These are attached to shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. So because of these attachments, because of these weaknesses, they are dying. Then what to talk about? Kim. Kim means what? Naraha panchabihi anchitaha. See Shankaracharya how he is connecting Kim. Then what to talk about this Naraha? Naraha, human being. Panchabihi anchitaha. Panchabihi means by these five. Five means Shabda Sparsha Rupa Gandha. Anchitaha, attached. For one thing only, when they are getting attached, then it is causing their death. Then what to talk about human being? He is attached to five. He wants to listen, he wants to taste, he wants to see, he wants to touch, whatnot, he wants to smell. In this world, whatever, so many objects we are seeing, and whatever we are making so many achievements, we are go on doing so many experiments and so much technology, and we are creating so many kinds of objects to lead comfortable life. But what is happening finally, when all these things are there, that person is too much attached to with all those things, then you understand what will be the pitiable and miserable condition of that person. About us only. See, only Shankaracharya can communicate like this. Huh? Of course, great Mahatma said the wonderful way of communication. What is the power of these sense objects? So powerful, so powerful. When the person is attached to something, he will become slave, he will be addicted to that. It's very difficult to come out from that. See, the way of asking that question also at the end, Naraha Panchabihi Anchitaha Kim? Question mark. Then what to talk about that person, one who is attached to this fire. That's why miserable. There's so many lives, so many births. Next sloka also is powerful, connected to the same thought. Tomorrow we will see that. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. పంచమహాభూతాలతో తయారైనటువంటిది ఈ స్థూల శరీరము. పంచమహాభూతాలు పంచీకరణ జరిగిన తర్వాత ఈ స్థూల శరీరం అన్నటువంటిది ఏర్పడింది. పంచమహాభూతాల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి సూక్ష్మ అంశ ద్వారానే మనము అనుభవించేటువంటి శబ్ద స్పర్శ రూప రస గంధాదులు అన్నటువంటివి సృష్టించడము, నిర్మించడం జరిగింది. ఈ స్థూల శరీరము ద్వారా, ఇంద్రియాల ద్వారా, పంచమహాభూతాల ద్వారా ఏర్పడినటువంటి వీటితోనే పంచమహాభూతాత్మకమైనటువంటి వాటిని అనుభవించడము జరుగుతుంది. జీవుడు అన్నటువంటి జీవతత్వం కలిగి ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ జీవుడు వీటన్నింటిని అనుభవిస్తున్నారని చెప్తున్నారు. ఇదంతా కూడా అనాత్మ స్వరూపమే. ఎవరైతే తమ జీవిత లక్ష్యాన్ని గుర్తించకుండా ఉంటారో, ఎవరైతే అవివేకులై ఉంటారో, అజ్ఞానంలో ఉంటారో, ఎవరైతే ఈ విషయ వస్తువులకి బానిసలవుతారో, వాటి పట్ల అమితమైనటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యతని, అటాచ్మెంట్ అంటాం కదా, తాదాత్మ్యతని కలిగి ఉంటారో, ఏషు మూఢాహ విషయేషు బద్ధాహ, వాటి చేత బంధింపబడినటువంటి వాళ్ళు, రాగోరు పాశేన సుదుర్ధమేన, కంటికి కనిపించనటువంటి, ఛేదించడానికి సాధ్యము కానటువంటి చాలా శక్తివంతమైనటువంటి నిర్భేద్యమైనటువంటి రాగము అనేటువంటి పాశము అంటే తాళ్ళ చేత బంధింపబడ్డము జరుగుతుందని చెప్తున్నారు. ఇష్టం లేనటువంటి వాటిని వదిలేయడం కొంతవరకు సులభం, కానీ మనకి ఇష్టమైనటువంటివి, మనకు ఆనందాన్ని ఇచ్చేటువంటి వస్తువులు కానీ వ్యక్తులను కానీ వదిలేయడము చాలా కష్టం. మనసు మనకి తెలియకుండానే వాటి పట్ల అమితమైనటువంటి ఇష్టాన్ని, రాగాన్ని పెంచుకోవడము జరుగుతుంది. ఈ రాగము అన్నటువంటిది అధికంగా ఉండటం వల్ల అది మళ్ళీ జన్మకి కారణము అవుతుంది అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఆయాంతి నిర్యాంతి అధః ఊర్ధ్వం చేహి. మనం చేసినటువంటి కర్మ ఫలితాల వల్ల స్వకర్మ దూతేన జవేన నీతాహ, ఇటువంటి అజ్ఞానంలో ఉన్నటువంటి బద్ధులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా శీఘ్రముగా వాళ్ళు చేసినటువంటి కర్మ ఫలితాలు అన్నటువంటివి వాళ్ళని ఒక శరీరము నుండి ఇంకొక శరీరానికి, ఒక లోకము నుండి ఇంకొక లోకానికి తీసుకువెళ్ళడము, మళ్ళీ తీసుకురావడము, మళ్ళీ తీసుకువెళ్ళడము, మళ్ళీ తీసుకురావడము, ఇలా జరుగుతూ ఉంటుందని చెప్తున్నారు. ఇదే జనన మరణ సంసార చక్రం. ఆలోచించినటువంటి వ్యక్తి ఎప్పుడు బంధనంలోనే ఉంటారు. ఆలోచించే వ్యక్తి, సరైన మార్గంలో ఆలోచించేటువంటి వ్యక్తి ఉన్నత స్థితిని పొందుతారు. అవిచార కృతో బంధ విచారేణ వర్తతే. విచారణ చెయ్యకపోతే, తత్వ విచారణ చెయ్యకపోతే బంధనంలో ఉంటారు. తాత్విక విచారణ చేసినట్లయితే బంధనం నుంచి బయటపడవచ్చు. కానీ ఈ ఇంద్రియ విషయాలు అన్నటువంటివి ఎక్కువ తాదాత్మ్యతని కలిగించి తిరిగి జన్మలు వచ్చేలాగా చేస్తున్నాయి. ఈ ఇంద్రియ విషయాల పట్ల ఆకర్షణ లేకుండా ఉండటము, వాటితో తాదాత్మ్యత చెందకుండా ఉండటం అంత సులభమైనటువంటిది కాదు అని చెప్తూ తరువాత శ్లోకంలో శంకరాచార్యుల వారు ఉదాహరణలతో చెప్తున్నారు. శబ్దాదిభిః పంచభిరేవ పంచత్వమాపుః స్వగుణేన బద్ధాః. పంచ ప్రాణులు, 5 రకాల ప్రాణులు వాటి యొక్క గుణాల పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి విషయ గుణాల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యత కారణంగా మరణాన్ని పొందుతూ ఉన్నాయి. ఏవి అంటే కురంగ, మాతంగ, మతంగ, మీన, భృంగాహ. కురంగము అంటే జింక. జింక శ్రావ్యమైనటువంటి సంగీతాన్ని, వేణుగానాన్ని వినడం వల్ల దాని వైపు ఆకర్షించబడి వేటగాడి చేతికి చిక్కుతూ ఉంది, మరణాన్ని కొని తెచ్చుకుంటూ ఉంది. ఏనుగు స్పర్శకి ఆకర్షించబడి స్పర్శ కావాలి అన్నటువంటి ఆ తపనతో మరణాన్ని కొని తెచ్చుకుంటుంది. అడవుల్లో గొయ్యి లాంటిదంతా వేసి పెద్దగా వాటి మీద ఆకులు కొమ్మలన్నీ కప్పేసి ఇంకొక వైపు కృత్రిమంగా ఉన్నటువంటి ఏనుగు ఆకారాన్ని పెట్టడం జరుగుతుంది. దానిని చూసి ఏనుగులు ఆకర్షించబడి అక్కడికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆ గొయ్యిలో పడిపోతాయి. ఇంకా వాటి నుంచి వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సినటువంటి ఏనుగు దంతాలు అంటారు కదా, అవన్నీ తీసుకోవడం అట్లా అవన్నీ కూడా చేస్తారు. తరువాత కురంగ, మతంగ, పతంగ. పతంగము అంటే దీప పురుగు అంటారు చూడండి. ఆ దీపం దగ్గరికి వచ్చి ఆ రూపం పట్ల ఆకర్షింపబడి దాని చుట్టూ తిరుగుతూ ఆ వేడికి అక్కడే మరణించడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నమాట. రూపాకర్షణ మరణానికి కారణమవుతుంది. మీన చేపలు పట్టే వ్యక్తి వేసిన ఎరకి బలైపోయింది. మామూలుగా మన వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది వాడుతూ ఉంటారు చూడండి, ఏదైనా వ్యవహారంలో చేసి ఎర వేశారు పడ్డారండి ఇట్లా బలై అంటూ ఉంటారు కదా. సో అది చిన్న ఆహార ముక్క కోసం వెళ్తుంది, ఆ రుచి కోసము తన ప్రాణాన్ని కోల్పోవడం జరుగుతుంది. భృంగ తేనెటీగ ఆ సుగంధాన్ని ఆస్వాదించడం కోసము ఆ కమలం పుష్పంలో ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. దాన్ని ఆస్వాదిస్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు రాత్రి అయ్యేసరికి అది ముడుచుకుపోతుంది, దాంట్లోనే ఉండి అలాగే చనిపోవడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇంకొక దాంట్లో వచ్చేసి తేనెటీగ అన్ని చోట్ల తెచ్చినటువంటి ఆ మకరం దానంతటిని తీసుకెళ్లి తేనె తట్టులో పెడుతూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒక వ్యక్తి వస్తారు, అక్కడ మంట అంతా పెట్టేసి అగ్ని పెట్టేసి ఆ తేనె తట్టుని తీసుకెళ్లిపోతారు. అప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ కూడా చనిపోవడం, దూరంగా వెళ్ళిపోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసేనంటే గంధము సువాసన కారణంగా దానికి తాదాత్మ్యత చెంది ఉండి ఆకర్షింపబడడం వల్ల అందులో ఆ వాసనను చూస్తూ అలాగే ఉండిపోయి పుష్పంలో చనిపోవడము జరుగుతుంది తేనెటీగ అన్నటువంటి భృంగ. ఇక్కడ చెప్పినటువంటి ఉదాహరణలలో ఒక్కొక్క ప్రాణి ఒక్కొక్క విషయము పట్ల ఆకర్షింపబడడం వల్లే మరణిస్తూ ఉంటే, నరహ పంచభిః అంచితః కిం, ఈ 5 పట్ల ఆకర్షణ కలిగి ఆకర్షించబడేటువంటి వ్యక్తి, అటాచ్మెంట్ కలిగి ఉన్నటువంటి వారు, తాదాత్మ్యం చెందేటువంటి వ్యక్తి పరిస్థితి ఏంటి? ఇంకా అతడు ఎంతగా బంధింపబడతాడు, అనుక్షణము మరణమే పాపం. ఇవి వదిలించుకోవడం అంత సులభము కాదు. తరువాత శ్లోకం కూడా ఈ థాట్ ఫ్లో, ఆలోచన ప్రవాహానికి కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంది, సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలు ఎంత శక్తివంతమైనవి అంటే విషము కంటే కూడా ప్రమాదకరమైనటువంటివని చెప్తుంది. కొందరి జీవితాల్లో వాటి ప్రభావం అంత ఉన్నట్లుగా అనిపించకపోవచ్చు. అంతో ఇంతో జ్ఞానపరులైన వాళ్ళు, సంస్కారవంతులైన వాళ్ళు, వివేకవంతులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళు, మంచి వాతావరణంలో పెరిగి పెద్దయినటువంటి వాళ్ళకి వీటి వల్ల కలిగేటువంటి ఇబ్బంది అంత ఎక్కువగా అనిపించకపోవచ్చు. కానీ కొంతమంది జీవితాల్లో ఒక్కొక్క విషయం ఆ మనిషి పతనానికి ఎంతగా కారణం అవుతుంది అన్నటువంటిది ఊహించడానికి ఒక్కోసారి కష్టంగా అనిపిస్తుంది, మాటల్లో చెప్పలేదు. మన పురాణ ఇతిహాసాల్లో చూసినప్పుడు రావణ బ్రహ్మ అని పిలిపించుకున్నారు, వేదాలు తెలుసు, అన్ని తెలుసు, శాస్త్రాధ్యయనం చేస్తున్నారు, గొప్ప వీరుడు కూడా, తపస్సంపన్నుడు. ఈవెన్ ఆంజనేయ స్వామి కూడా పొగుడుతారు. రామచంద్ర ప్రభువు అసలు ఆయన చెప్పేటప్పుడు కొన్ని మాటల్లో అయోధ్యకి తిరిగి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇలా రావణాసుని వధించారు అన్నటువంటి విషయాన్ని గురించి అడిగినప్పుడు చెప్పేటప్పుడు తల్లితో ఎంతగా సంబోధన చేస్తారో. ఆయన మహాపరాక్రమవంతుడు, తపశ్శాలి, గొప్ప వేద పండితుడు, గొప్ప శివభక్తుడైనటువంటి రావణుడు తన యొక్క అహంకారము, ఇంద్రియ మనోనిగ్రహం లేకపోవడం వల్ల వాటి వల్ల వధింపబడ్డారు అని చెప్తారన్నమాట. చాలా పవర్ఫుల్. ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఈవెన్ మండోదరి వచ్చి విలపిస్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆవిడ అంటారనమాట, ప్రభు మిమ్మల్ని వధించింది శ్రీరామచంద్ర ప్రభువుల వారు కాదు, మీ యొక్క ఇంద్రియాలే, మీ మనసు, మీ ఇంద్రియాలే మీ మరణానికి కారణం అని అంటారు. అంటే మనం చెప్పిన వాటిల్లో ఒక్కొక్కటి ఒక ప్రాణమే తీస్తోందంటే ఇంత జరుగుతుందా మనిషికి కూడా అంటే ఎన్ని ఉదాహరణలు. కౌరవులు కోరి కదా పతనం తెచ్చుకుంది, వీటి వల్లే కదా. కాకపోతే ఆ కనెక్షన్ చూడాలన్నమాట. ధృతరాష్ట్రునికి అంత తాదాత్మ్యత పుత్రుల వాళ్ళ పట్ల ఉండటం వల్ల కదా అంత అరాచకం జరిగింది, అధర్మం అంతా పెంచి పెరిగిపోవడం, అందరి వినాశనానికి కారణమైంది. సో ఈ విషయాలు అన్నటువంటివి చాలా శక్తివంతమైనటువంటివి, జయించడానికి, వాటిని ఛేదించడానికి చాలా కష్టం అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఇదంతా ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నారంటే ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధకుడు ఇంకా ఎంత జాగరూకుడై ఉండాలో దాన్ని గుర్తించమని చెప్పడం కోసం. రేపటి రోజున తర్వాత శ్లోకం గురించి చెప్పుకున్నాము. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.